Welcome to the Midnight Syndrome podcast. This is your boy Bars Galore, aka the Black Raikage, coming through. Just let you guys know a little bit about ourselves, what we're going to be doing here. We're going to be talking about sports, gaming, anime, just shooting the shit. It just ends, we be vibing, and you thought we did really bring our content to you guys because I think that we're funny as shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it off to my boy Xavier, aka Corona Papi. Let you know a little bit about himself.
Yo, guess what, pa mi gente? Your boy X, Wild Boy X, you know the vibes. Just hanging with the fellas talking, whatever it is that we talk about, nonsense, you know how it is. And like he said, we funny as hell. So I'm gonna pass it to Money, let him tell you.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy D Money, aka Agrabah's Finest, as they would let you know. We out here talking about sports, anime, games, like my boy Bar said, and we just gonna be shooting the shit. So I'm gonna be out here passing it off to Agan, let him tell you a little bit about himself.
What's going on? It's your boy Agan, aka the DJ of the group, DJ Agan. Like the boy said, we're just chilling in here, talking some shit about some sports, games, anime. So let's get it kicked off. Pass it back to Bars.
All right, so we got the intros out the way. So what we're going to be doing today, we're going to let you guys know, basically we're going to be talking about the games that just went on, the divisional games this weekend. Getting into it with the Bengals Titans. We've got the Packers 49ers game we're going to go into, and we're going to catch up a little bit on the Bucks and Rams. So without any further ado, let's get into it. We're going to basically start it off with the Bengals versus the Titans game. So what I was looking at, despite being sacked 9 times, that boy Joe threw for 28 for 37, threw 75%, and he threw for 348 yards. That boy is snapping. So I think Joe's goated personally.
See, here's my problem with Joe. I like what I saw from him, but he's got to get the ball out faster. There's no way in a playoff game you get sacked that many times. Some of it is due to the offensive line, don't get me wrong, but there were a lot of times where he had plenty of time in the pocket and he could have got the ball out and he didn't. The Titans they had Derrick Henry back, but let's face it, they're a fringe, really good team. Sometimes they just don't show up. And he got the Titans team that just didn't show up on offense, and he got lucky. But any other team that has any kind of a decent offense is going to beat him, 9 times out of 10. You can't get sacked 9 times and win a playoff game.
No, I agree. That's ridiculous. They said there was a stat on ESPN. I could be wrong, but I think the last player to win a game getting sacked 8 or more times was Donovan McNabb.
You don't want to be compared to him.
I prefer my quarterback. I mean, taking the sack is not always the bad deal, though. Instead of, throwing some wild shit out there and they get an interception. Like, look at what Kyler Murray did in his game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Running from safety, threw a 2-yard pick six.
But 9 times? You can't tell me all 9 of those times he couldn't have
I mean, from watching when he was getting pressured and he saw that there was no way out, he'd just rather take the 2-3 yard loss opposed to trying to throw some shit out there, which I'm okay with personally.
I'm okay with that as well.
I think we're so accustomed to seeing like Pat Mahomes and
Lamar
Aaron
Jackson.
Rodgers, these boys
extending the play,
go crazy, and these boys make something out of nothing. The average quarterback is really going to be like, you know what, I'm gonna live to throw another down, and that's what they did. 28 for 37. I mean, I'm not going to argue with that.
Yeah, and I'm sure the whole line getting chewed out. This whole the flight home, like after the celebration, we made it to the AFC Championship. We was trash a couple years ago. Blah 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 blah. Hey, y'all niggas running laps like right now. Like, don't even go on the bus. Like,
yeah, they got to tighten up.
Like,
let's compare it to one of Agan and X's favorite quarterbacks, and that's Derek Carr.
Okay.
Look at what Derek Carr did during the Oakland game. Before they get into it, he overthrew in the pocket. He overthrew the ball away when he could have ran. So I feel like that's 2 ends of the spectrum. Where Joe Burrow had times where he was in the pocket and he could have thrown the ball away without losing yardage or without taking the sack. And there were just times where he just took the yards where he needs to. Yes, there are times where losing the yards by getting sacked, it works, but not 9 times.
Yeah, but with the pocket breaking down, I mean, I feel like you should still be able to move forward.
But you got to take in the fact that you can't just drop back, don't see anything, and throw it away. You got to be out of the tackle box or it's an intentional grounding regardless. So,
thanks.
I mean, but he took sacks in the pocket.
Yeah, like I said, you
don't have to be out of the pocket to throw.
You got to think about it too, because at this point,
long, man.
He's not going to come out running all the time. Like we forget that because he snapped this season. He just came off a real serious injury. Like
bad injury.
yeah, so like his mobility obviously is there because we've seen what he can do, but to take that chance opposed to stepping back and just be like, you know what, let me go ahead, curl up, take the sack, whatever, let the defense get their little rah, and I'm going to come back, break their hearts the next down. I'm good with that. But segue now, because that's what you're saying, who are you taking over Joe then? Who are you taking over Joe at this point?
Are we talking age or are we talking just pure talent?
For one season?
I'm talking about.
For one season.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the quarterbacks from this season, actually, it doesn't have to even be this season. Let's say the past 2 seasons or whatever.
No. What I'm asking is, are we talking about? Because that's going to factor into it. Like, am I taking this person like for one season only? We talking?
Yeah, I guess we could say for one season. Let's just leave it at one season.
Okay.
Who are you taking over Joe for one season right now?
I mean, off the bat, is Mahomes is one. I'm
Allen.
taking Mahomes. Yeah, Josh Allen is. Yeah, I'm probably taking Josh.
I'm taking Josh Allen 100%. Only because, again, kid got an arm and he uses his legs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He makes about 1 or 2 reads. The pocket breaks down. He'll get you 5-6 yards. Like, he's not even going to curl up. But he does make some mistakes where he tries to extend the play too long and he'll throw up some wild shit. So I don't know, but I think I'll take Mahomes.
Yeah, I would take Mahomes definitely. I can agree. Josh Allen's done it for a couple of years now. He has a consistency. He's still young. After Aaron Rodgers showing, I'm not taking Aaron Rodgers. And I think Brady's lost the ability to carry a team. I think the Bucs have a lot of talent around them.
Tom Brady?
Look,
I think he led the league.
Yeah, he also led the league in shitting the bed today, and I'm sure by the time our viewers have seen that he shit the bed against that team.
Technically, got him in that category right now. Not gonna hold you, bro. The Son of God really led the boys back to the comeback.
Burrows is definitely top 5 right now for me. Top 3 maybe a stretch. He's definitely top 5. I may be biased as a Ravens fan, but I'm still taking Lamar Jackson. The only reason why I'm taking Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson did something with nothing this year, and they were a terrible team without Lamar Jackson this year. They didn't win a game without Lamar Jackson this year. I don't know if I would put Burrows in that conversation. Burrows has a lot of weapons. Mixon, Jamar Chase. He has the weapons that make that Cincinnati team a good offense. Not to take anything away from him as a quarterback, but he has the weapons. Lamar Jackson had no weapons this year, and they were still not only a playoff team, but they were first in the division before he went down. So I'm probably taking Lamar. Again, I could be biased as a Ravens fan, but I'm probably taking Lamar. But he's definitely top 5, and he's probably top 3 or 4 on most
Question
lists.
for you then. Would you take Joe or would you take Dak if you're talking about weapons? Because Dak has crazy weapons.
I'm not even entertaining this argument.
I'd take Joe over Dak.
Joe, easy.
I just wanted to see because as far as weapons go, if weapons are factored into it, there's a lot of QBs out there that have some crazy weapons that really didn't produce and have the impact that Joe did. So,
100%. I'm not disagreeing.
And Joe's weapons aren't trash either. They're not terrible. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like
they're young though.
I'm not pretending he got serviceable weapons. Jamar Chase came in. You know what I'm saying? Started off a little rocky, but towards the end of the season, definitely
fire off the rip. And the preseason is when he was rocky.
Which brings another question.
That snapped.
Is Chase a top 15 receiver in the NFL right now? He's 100%. Top 15.
15
is top 15.
God. You
got Hopkins, Julio Jones. You got
Julio Jones.
This season. Julio got his first touchdown last week.
But Ryan Tannehill
his first touchdown.
I like AJ Brown over Julio right now.
No. I'm not ranking them. I'm just saying, if we're looking at,
I would put Jamar Chase top 15. Without batting an eye, I put him up there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I can't think off the top of my head right now, but I'm pretty sure he's definitely up there. If he's not 15, he's knocking on the damn door. I'm sure.
Thanks.
I know this is back to the last topic, but I don't see how y'all boys taking Aaron Rodgers out of the top 5, bro. Like, I get it.
I watched the game
happened.
today.
Bruh.
Oh, excuse me, yesterday.
I mean, I won't take him out of the top 5.
bro, is stupid.
Yeah, no. AR-12, that boy cold. He nice. But
AR-12 is cold at times. Let's be real. AR-12 shits the bed.
Discount double check.
wait, you saw what?
Is it only in the playoffs?
Go off of, but go off of what happened the first game where they got smacked. They got absolutely destroyed. I think it was the Saints, right? The Saints killed them.
Yeah, Saints. Yeah.
And then from that point,
we thought Saints were legit.
Niggas was snapping, bro. Like everybody
they lost the GOAT quarterback.
But we can't take it. I mean,
Jameis Winston.
We're not talking
Aaron
about the
Rodgers
Saints
out of a top 5, bro. Like, you can't.
I'm not saying.
You can't tell me there's 5 quarterbacks better than Aaron Rodgers right now.
I think they're based on Green Bay's weapons.
I mean,
all right. So let me ask you a question: Is Tom Brady better than?
Let's not pretend like he has a bunch of great weapons. He has Devontae Adams. And
so when you say
Aaron
better,
and Devontae Adams is one of the 10 best receivers in football. So I mean, it's not like you're saying
better,
that Devontae.
Are you talking about as far as?
Would you take Tom Brady over Aaron Rodgers right now?
Absolutely, because Tom Brady wins. Tom Brady wins the playoffs. Tom Brady just he wins.
So I'm taking
as far
Aaron
as
Rodgers,
talent wise, as far as talent, Aaron Rodgers. But if I want somebody,
I feel like you put Aaron Rodgers with Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, AB for whatever extent he had, AB, Leonard Fournette. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I think that's a done deal in my opinion. And he has a strong defense.
I mean,
and I mean, granted, Aaron Rodgers didn't throw for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, or whatever, but it's up to like a block punt didn't fucking end his playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has
block punt isn't what kicked him out that playoffs. His playing is what kicked him out that playoffs. He lost to Jimmy Garoppolo on one thumb. You cannot tell me the man did not lose to a guy who shouldn't even right now be a starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. It was talked about whether Trey Lance was going to be the quarterback going forward into the playoffs, and that's the man he lost to. You can't tell me in your home field at Lambeau, in the conditions that you yourself are used to, and Jimmy Garoppolo has never played in, you can't tell me that man didn't lose the game. It had nothing to do with defense. It has nothing to do with anything else outside of what that man's playing ability is. He has to win that game. No, it does not.
I agree. I don't think that takes away from what AR does. But I will agree. He lost that game because he didn't perform what we're accustomed to. That's why everybody's shitting on him because
I'm saying like he's talking about like the standard that you're used to him having. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that.
Yeah. So I mean, if we weren't shitting on him and he had a bad game, we just chalk it up. We'd be like, all right, well, you know, he had a shitty game. He's a shitty quarterback. But the fact that he shit the bed that badly and we're talking about it, I mean, that just
against a division rival. No,
you can't. I mean,
you can't excuse that.
Aaron Rodgers
it's AR. It's AR, bro.
He hasn't beat the 49ers in the playoffs.
I'm not gonna shit on him and say that knocks him out of the top 5.
But
that can't.
And I get it. And let's not pretend like either that San Fran. I mean, granted, their quarterback is not legit or whatever. They got a serviceable quarterback. It's like the Joe Flacco.
That nigga's barely serviceable. That boy booty.
Whatever, serviceable, barely serviceable, whatever you call it. But that defense is legit.
But so was Green Bay's. They won 10. What was it? 10-7. If Green Bay's
they won 13. They won 13-10 and
13-10.
And they didn't score offensive touchdown on the San Fran side or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
But it doesn't matter. Green Bay's defense kept the 49ers to 13. If you're telling me that before the game started, Green Bay's defense was going to allow 13 points to the San Francisco 49ers, I think all 4 here would say that Green Bay would have won by 20 points. And that they lost the game is strictly on the man who leads the offense. You can't blame anybody else.
I don't know, man.
You can't blame the defense. They allowed 13 points.
It's all about getting hot at the right time. Like San Fran can fucking run the table.
Who got hot? San Fran scored 13 points.
San Fran's hot. What are we talking about?
San Fran scored 13 points. What about 13 points?
But their defense, though,
not as far as their offense getting hot, but them as a team from what they've done the past three games.
Oh, absolutely. They beat the 49ers. They beat the Rams rather in Los Angeles after the Rams were up 14 or 17 and a half. Only team to do that. Don't get me wrong. The 49ers are playing good football. My point is, this is the playoffs. Forget about the regular season. This is the playoffs. As a quarterback, you are seen as the person that is supposed to lead the team to the win, especially when you're Aaron Rodgers. We cannot conceivably say Aaron Rodgers is top 5, and yet he could not get his team to score 14 points. That's 2 touchdowns.
Who you putting above AR?
I'm curious.
Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Tom Brady. At what point am I wrong?
No, go ahead.
If we're saying Tom Brady is better than Aaron Rodgers, that's the only person out of the first couple that I mentioned that are out of the playoffs. Right now, we're watching the Kansas City Buffalo Bills game. Kansas City's up 2 points. So right now, as we're talking, and no one's going to argue whether Josh Allen is better than Aaron Rodgers. Is anyone going to argue that?
I'm personally taking Aaron Rodgers over Josh Allen.
Aaron Rodgers has lost every playoff game he's ever played as a 1 seed. That means every playoff game that he's ever played, when his team was favored, he's lost. At what point? At what point do we not blame the person? He's had the receivers, he's had the running backs. At what point do we not blame the person
Aaron
who's in
Rodgers
charge
never
of
had
offense?
a number one, for like a first round receiver ever.
Okay, but we're not saying Devontae Adams is top 10, 15 receivers in football right now? Because if you're using that excuse, then I'm saying that with the top 10, top 15 receiver, he scored 10 points in a playoff game at home. So correct me when I'm wrong. If you're giving the excuse, he's never had a first-round receiver, that's cool. How many NFL players can we bring up that are elite players that weren't in the first round?
Check me out.
I don't know.
Tom Brady.
But I mean, remember Green Bay got home
other
field
weapons
advantage
matter.
too. Like,
On the, I mean,
does that not mean anything though?
In Lambeau.
No. That Green Bay's home field is wild.
That's what I was saying. Like, we
can get back to that because money listed 4. So I got to know who else is putting above AR as Tyreek Hill breaks a crazy run.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Let's get back to this though.
Above Aaron Rodgers.
Because if that's 4, he's still top 5. He's 5. I mean, he's top 4, top 5, and he's 5.
Yeah.
See, again, I'm biased. And
who else is on that list, bro?
You're not putting Lamar above him.
You can't put him.
Again, Lamar had 8 wins.
I'll leave this shit.
Lamar had 8 wins. Wait, Lamar had 8 wins with his top cornerback gone, both halfbacks, and when his top receiver's gone. He had a tight end and nobody else, and he won 8 games. So,
I mean,
even if I don't put Lamar Jackson above him,
I don't like.
I'm still. If you're asking me for next year, if I'm saying okay, who I want for a playoff game. Granted, Lamar Jackson's only won 1 playoff game against the Titans.
So you'll put Josh Allen on that Green Bay team, and they going all the way.
Honestly, I don't feel like. I feel like Josh Allen has made the Bills really good, and some of the players on the Bills would not have the recognition that they have if it wasn't for Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen has.
Like who?
I can say that.
I mean, Cole Beasley was looked at as an afterthought until he got back to the Bills. And he damn near revived his career because Cole Beasley had 1 year, maybe 2.
Cole Beasley like that, but
I mean, look at the.
Cole hasn't had a great year
since he left the Cowboys.
He has. I mean, last year he had a decent year because he had more. He was more involved in the offense. He had more receptions. This year they have Gabriel. They've got Emmanuel Sanders. They've So I mean,
they put weapons on the field.
Yeah, they got a nice little squad.
One thing
person that you could really say that about would be Dawson Knox. I think that he would be a nice tight end on another team, but I think that his
they got too many weapons.
Is that Josh Allen kind of does Josh Allen shit and finds the ball. So
one thing I credit Josh Allen about, he's not going to feed one person targets. Like he's not going to throw the ball to a motherfucker like 15 times a game because you're my number 1 receiver. He's going to spread that bitch around. Whoever open, they get it. So everybody in that offense eats.
I hate that shit for fantasy, but we'll get to that.
Even when you start to evaluate them as quarterbacks, Josh Allen to me is not on Mahomes' level. I think Mahomes had a step back this year, but when you look at Mahomes' numbers overall, Mahomes still had a great year. Like if you were to put Mahomes' numbers on literally any other quarterback in football, they had an elite year. But it was a down year for Mahomes because we know what Mahomes is capable of. So to me, Mahomes is still head and shoulders above everybody else in the field in that position.
I'm personally.
But you look at what Josh Allen can do. Josh Allen is Mahomes light. Be able to throw off his back leg, mobility wise. He's not Mahomes level. But to me, he's if I'm not picking Mahomes right now in the NFL, I'm picking Josh Allen. In terms of talent, I'm picking Josh Allen. That's number 2. There's no one else.
Physical, I'll take Josh Allen.
Yeah. Really, who else has
Josh
that
Allen
combination
has
of skills?
He has all the numbers match up for him physically, as far as he can run. He's got the arm strength. The only thing that comes into play is at times his decision making, because that's not
correct.
Which is true. He's a gunslinger.
He's basically a more athletic Brett Favre.
100%. Yeah.
We get related to that. So I mean,
I would even say Phillip Rivers. Shit.
No, because Phillip Rivers.
Is him being a gunslinger like that?
If we talking about talent, bro, like I right team around them, no cap. I like Herbert, bro.
That boy.
I like Justin Herbert.
Herbert probably would have been my 5th. Oh, excuse me, would have been my 4th. Would have been my 5th. If I didn't say Lamar Jackson, Herbert would have been my 5th. It was my only problem with Herbert is because end of the year, like we'll take the Raiders game for example. It took a while for Herbert really to get started in that. Like he didn't really get started until the 4th quarter. Like Herbert really wasn't having a game until the 4th quarter, and he just absolutely snapped against the Raiders last week of the season in the 4th quarter.
I mean, you could say that about a lot of QB. Like was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Mahomes didn't really do shit in the first half, and then he went crazy for fucking 300 yards or some craziness. So I mean, I think that we can't really hold what Justin Herbert did. I think we have to look at the game as a whole, opposed to
as a whole. Right. I'm looking at it from season. I'm looking at it from week 1 to week 18.
Like, not to mention, my problem with Herbert is
snapping the 4th quarter.
Herbert has no experience.
You have to throw the ball.
Herbert has no experience in the playoffs. There's no
and that's tough. You got to think about it too. The AFC West put out 3 capable playoff teams, pretty much for the most part.
In one division.
3 playoff teams technically. I mean, like they were a timeout away from all 3 of us being in the playoffs. Honestly speaking,
that's wild.
That's a whole different topic. But
a tie away.
but for real, 3 playoff teams, and it wasn't like the Broncos wasn't in the mix too in the wild card for a while until Teddy Bridgewater did Teddy Bridgewater stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, he got hurt. Drew Lock took over for a little bit too. So I mean,
exactly.
Teddy's a good game manager, but I don't think anyone's going anywhere with Teddy. But let's not get too off topic on that, because obviously Teddy's not in anyone's top 5. We don't got to talk about him anymore.
All right, so I gave at least my top 5. If I'm saying Aaron Rodgers is not in my top 5, who are you guys going with top 5?
Top 5? You gonna take Agin, or you want me to?
I'll start. I'll go. So no particular order, but definitely Mahomes. I still have Aaron Rodgers in my top 5 as a quarterback.
It's tough.
Just the win. It's tough. I mean, like the winning and everything. It's hard to take Tom Brady out because Tom Brady does win games.
What did
Tom Brady led the league in passing yards this year?
Yeah.
You can't discount that at 65 years old.
And I agree with this. I'm saying it's hard to move him out of my top for some of these young boys still. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard for me to move Aaron Rodgers out because of what Aaron Rodgers does on the football field as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to chalk up his whole
43 TDs this year, 5,300 passing yards. He's top 5, bro.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
He's top 5.
Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes.
I don't want to cut you off, but like just looking at like ESPN's top 5, they got Rodgers, Mahomes, Brady, Herbert, and Burrow. That's the top 5 right now.
And over the course of the season, yeah, facts. But
I'm just saying, just to throw 5 names out.
And the piggyback off of what Money said, I like Lamar Jackson. I'm not going to cancel him out because of they went through hell and high water this season. Running backs before the season even started. He hasn't had like Hollywood Brown is his fucking number one receiver. Like, let's be real. You know what I'm saying?
And Hollywood Brown drops at least 6 passes a game.
And that's facts. So I think I would still keep Lamar in my top 5. And I'd probably put Herbert because I like Herbert. And I think and
so you didn't name Josh Allen.
I did not name Josh Allen.
He did not name.
And to me, that's wild. Like when you really think about it.
I personally, I mean, I don't think it's better than Tom Brady. I don't think it's better than Aaron Rodgers. It's not better than Mahomes, in my opinion. The argument comes in if you want to take him over Lamar. I like Lamar because I'm not chalking up, the Ravens not making the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever reason, but he was hurt. They were a top team. You know what I'm saying? In their division when he was available to play with they got 3 running backs off the street. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. To come play for them.
Bell,
no cornerbacks. Yeah. Marcus Peters goes down off the rip. I think y'all lost Marlon Humphreys at some point in time in the thing. Yeah. Like his best receiver is his tight end, Mark Andrews or whatever, and they were still in contention after he went down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he obviously played well enough for them boys to have enough cushion for him to go out for like how many weeks it was, and to still be in contention. So I still got Lamar, and then my 5A, 5B was Herbert, Josh Allen, honestly speaking. I mean, you can flip flop them. I just like Herbert a little bit better, in my opinion.
We saw Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm. X, you got an opinion?
Yeah, I mean, my top 5. Y'all gonna probably. This is all right. Fuck it.
I got to see what you got to say because I'm a little.
Wow, Wild Boy X is about to give you some Jameis Winston, some Teddy Bridgewater.
My top 5. No particular order because I don't, no particular order, but top 5, I'd say Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes, Brady. I'll take a Josh Allen and a Kyler Murray. I put Murray.
And you know what's funny? Because
I felt like you guys were talking about your top 5, and I was like, damn, they like in my mind, I'm like, yo, you guys are really leaving out Kyler Murray. Like he didn't
forget about Kyler
5 yet.
Wait, but we remember what Kyler Murray.
I'm not saying he's top 5 like overall, but like I said, if I had to pick 5, like I would put Curry. I'd put Murray, but he would definitely be at the 5.
You know what's funny?
And some questionables, 5. I mean, so there's a couple quarterbacks that can take his spot for sure.
But is a little wild.
I'll take Murray.
Who we forgetting in bars? Who we forgetting? Forgetting somebody?
Are we forgetting somebody? Because I think Murray was. I felt like Murray was.
I feel like there's a bias because he has up and down, but a consistent QB in the league, bro. I'm not having Matt Stafford at 6. Like he's 5 right there.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. You can toss it up.
You too big for me to say I'll punch you in the face, but don't ever say no dumb shit like that in my podcast.
I disagree with you, Money. Matt Stafford's out there
43 touchdowns.
Right. Stafford's tough. Remember, you got to remember that he was on a bad team. Like he was always good. He just never had a good team. So now that he has
with a squad, he threw for 43 touchdowns, right behind Tom Brady, and he threw for 5,088 yards.
So let's attack Matt Bum-ass Stafford because I'm glad you brought him up. I'm really glad you brought him up. Here's my problem with Matt Stafford. I'm only going to use one game as an example. Today versus the Buccaneers. They go up, 21-3 or something like that. They were at some point they was up 28 to like 10 or something along those lines. My problem with Matt Stafford is he's great in spurts. Matt Stafford can look like the best quarterback in football in spurts, and then promptly look like the worst quarterback in football in those same after spurts. You cannot be a best in any scenario and be that inconsistent. There is no way the Buccaneers should be able to come back in this game.
Check me out though.
But so if Tom Brady talking about, we can't credit Tom Brady and then act like it's not Tom Brady though.
Check me out. Stafford against the Bucs.
He was up 3 touchdowns.
I get what you're saying, but you have to look at this as well. The two record holders, the past record holder and the now current record holder
for most receiving yards,
have been behind Matt Stafford.
Okay. 100%. I'm not arguing that. However,
you can't say
one of those was Calvin Johnson, and I could have given him the record with Calvin Johnson. Let's be clear. Calvin Johnson could have had any quarterback throwing to him.
No,
because I've looked this up. Calvin Johnson's had I think he had 3 QBs, and anyone not named Matt Stafford really didn't give him any shine. And it's Megatron.
He had 1,000 yards receiving every year. It's not like he wasn't one of the top receivers, and that's what the worst quarterbacks. I'm not saying Matthew Stafford is a bad quarterback. I'm saying Matthew Stafford is the best quarterback he ever saw, and because Matthew Stafford is an above-average quarterback, it allowed Calvin Johnson to be one of, if not the best receivers in the league, which he was anyway. It allowed him to be that good. But anybody who's supposed to be one of the best in the league, again, Matthew Stafford, should not shit the bed the way he does. Again, we'll look at the last week of the season where he completely shit the bed against the 49ers, and the 49ers won that game. There is no way the 49ers, who was down, again, 3 touchdowns going in, they were down what? 3 or 2.5 touchdowns going into halftime. The 49ers completely shut him down with some of the best weapons in football. Cup, who broke the record,
a lot of that goes in the
you
game
said,
script as well.
They got one of the best, if not the best, young coach in football. You're not telling me McVay is the problem.
It's not. I'm not saying that.
It's not the problem.
But they had a fumbling issue today as well. Like,
remember the game. Remember Cam Akers fumbled the ball on a 1 right before half. They could have went up by maybe at least 3, potentially 7.
And then he
you know what I'm saying? And then when
the
fourth quarter, when Tampa Bay had no timeouts, he fumbled again. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, looking at Stafford's numbers against the Bucs all season, what he threw, his overall rating is 134. Threw 6 touchdowns, no picks.
Like 4 is fucking wild.
So he's one of the top 5 quarterbacks you would take on your team right now.
And then this game alone, he threw for 366. Averaged 10 yards a pass?
If you're asking me if I'm taking Matt Stafford as a top,
I'm not gonna ask you because Daniel Jones is your quarterback, so you would take basically.
I would take a paraplegic person over Daniel Jones. I would take Helen Keller over Daniel Jones right now.
Reverse,
Absolutely.
He would take Adam Vinatieri for 40 freaking throws a game over
I
Daniel.
would take Swank from Ed and Eddie over fucking Daniel Jones. Are you kidding me?
Man, he won't sneak it on 39.
Bro, I'm upset.
We got this.
We're not going into this today, dog. I can't. We've been in the offseason since week 1, so let's talk about these teams that we're talking about.
So we're ready for
Stafford's my top 10 and probably my top 7. I don't know if Stafford's my top 5. I don't know if I trust Stafford to be top 5. Now,
I put Stafford in my top 10
this year with the Rams.
Well, Stafford's definitely a top 10.
And like I said, he's probably in my top 7. But I don't know if I'll put him top 5. Yeah. If they win the Super Bowl this year, I can comfortably say top 5. But at the end of the day, he's front and center. He's the most important offensive player on that team.
Higher than 5 if we won the Super Bowl this year.
I would at least bump him to 5. I don't know if I would bump him higher than 5. And my only reason for that is because anybody ahead him in those top 4, I would honestly say if they had the same team, would probably win the Super Bowl with that team. Like, say Los Angeles is talented as all hell. Let's be clear.
That's right.
They picked up OBJ to replace their second receiver who went down right away when OBJ signed. So they're talented as all hell. Let's be clear. So if you're telling me the reason why I wouldn't put him in, above 5th in my list is because I feel like anybody in that top 4 could have done the same with that offense.
But anybody in that top 4 is uber talented. So basically, I would take that. I would take that if you would say anybody below the top 15 could go in and make that team look how they look. But I mean, if you're saying like, hey, anybody else, any of these other top quarterbacks can do that, that's what they're expected to do. That's why they're above him. But I'm still putting that boy top 5.
Okay, so
easy.
Who's your top 5 then, Bars?
Hold on.
Huh?
Who is the top 5 then? If you put Matt Stafford in there,
I still got Tom Brady, I got Mahomes, I got Joe Beasley, and I got Aaron Rodgers.
So
Josh Allen is 6.
Oh, Justin Herbert
7.
and Josh Allen aren't in.
On the outside in. They're on the outside looking in, and I'm okay with that.
I got Stafford at 6 on my list.
I don't. I
think
Herbert's better than
Stafford.
Stafford. I like Herbert better than Stafford.
Maybe 8, 7 or 8 on mine.
Kyler?
And I saw what he did in Detroit. I mean, not like Detroit's defense was bad too. It's not like
that boy was doing everything, bro. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm just looking at what he does. Honestly, if we look at it, just because Pat Mahomes came through and did what he did, Matt Stafford was Pat Mahomes before Pat Mahomes. Like, this thing was doing the same sidearm. He was doing the same no-look passes. He was throwing the ball like at 60, 70 yards. I mean, I don't know. That's just me.
Like I said, Stafford's tough, man. That's all I gotta say.
Well,
I put him. I only, like I said, I put Kyler above Stafford just because.
it's tough for me to.
Like Stafford has the weapons.
If we're going off the
we
same
know that
argument
team is built,
from what he
but
did,
Kyler
we're
did
going
not
off of the
have,
argument of what they did in that game in their last game, right?
I'm talking about week 1 through
Kyler
18.
was
I'm just saying,
fucking shit, bro.
man, Kyler didn't
was
have.
He's been shit since Hopkins went down.
That's what I'm saying.
Hopkins
So
went
without
down,
Hopkins,
Murray
you know what I'm
went
saying?
back.
But then what did they go 9-0 or what was it 7-0 before they started?
They were
losing
like
half games?
8-2 with DeAndre Hopkins on the field.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So like you give him.
But if he's a top 5,
one
if he's
weapon
a top 5 QB,
without
and
the
you
weapons,
got you've got a fucking one of the best.
but how many
I think
weapons does Stafford have?
The top
and we didn't even
tight
wait
ends.
on. We didn't even include Russell Wilson. We've ignored
Russell Wilson is
because of
not top 5 for me. Not right now.
No, he's been on the decline since he threw that pick in the Super Bowl.
Sierra's husband is not
decline.
top 5 for me right now.
No.
Okay, but wait a minute. If we eliminate this year, is Russell Wilson top 5?
Top 5.
Top.
I think right now because
I think it's crazy not to put him top 5. Again, we don't put him top 5 because he had a bad year.
I don't think he's top 5.
It's tough to say that because the off year that he's had, now we see these young QBs on the rise that we're putting in this comp. So it's not like we've had a chance to kind of bridge the gap where we've seen Russ have a good year while these young boys have a good year. So you know what I mean? I mean, we know Russ's body of work. So obviously, if we're going to go off of what's been done, I would put Russ top 5 because he's won the Super Bowl. He's been to the Super Bowl again, even though they lost on a dumbass call, and he's done crazy shit. But I think
one
right
of these
now,
French playoff games, French playoff teams, if they trade for Russ and Russ goes to the Super Bowl next year,
he's got to go to he's up there. 100%.
I mean,
100%. I mean, I've seen what he can do. Obviously, that last game where he got Tyler Lockett his I think he needed 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns for his incentive, and I think went out. He had I think 1 multiple touchdown game the whole season, and I bet on that shit. I was like, he's gonna get that shit because it's Russ. I knew, but I don't think right now I would put him up there in top 5 personally.
Yo, the internet is a wild place, man. Did you see the top 15 quarterbacks in the past?
Ladies and gentlemen, Wild Boy X.
Wild Boy Javier.
Top 10 quarterbacks in the
All
past.
right, Bars. What are we looking at as the next topic? I think we've already exhausted this topic.
Yeah, we went in on that one.
Hit all of us.
This shit, man, please.
What are we looking at next?
We can I'll ask y'all boys. Y'all want to stick with QBs or y'all want to go into you know what? Okay, let's stick with QBs. Tannehill.
Go.
Tannehill.
Trash or not?
Which one is it? Tannehill or Tanner Trash?
Tannehill or Tanner Trash?
I think
I would
Tannehill
like
is
to
good for
put
that
this
team.
disclaimer out here. Any Miami fans, please, you cannot weigh in. You gotta you guys are
turn the
biased.
mic up. Turn your headphones up. This is straight.
Y'all let everybody else argue on this. Miami fans, y'all gotta go ahead and step back.
My honest opinion on Tannehill. Honest opinion, no bullshit. Tannehill is in the top half of the quarterbacks in the NFL. It's top 16. As a game manager, he's solid enough when you're looking at the Titans team that's looking to run the ball down your throat. At the end of the day, they're looking to run the ball 28, 30, 32, 35 times with Derrick Henry when he's healthy. So a lot of quarterbacks in football can still, even with that, try to take it upon themselves to force it. Tannehill hasn't. He's done a very good job with managing the game, giving you little short routes. He's only going to throw for 150, 175 yards, but he's not going to lose you the game. He may not win you the game, but he's not going to lose you the game.
Except that last game, that nigga lost that shit.
Well, the last
he threw 3 interceptions.
The reason for the last game was really because I think they, as a team, they understood Derrick Henry wasn't Derrick Henry. They may have activated him, but he wasn't Derrick Henry that they're looking for. He wasn't the guy that was going to run the ball 35, 40 times. So they understood that Tannehill had to win them the game, and Tannehill's not that kind of quarterback.
I mean, Henry carried the ball 20 times.
All right, check me out though. If you're Tannehill, right, and I think he threw it to Westbrook, McKenna Hines on that last interception. If you're telling me That's who you're going to go to when you have A.J. Brown, who's been destroying these boys the entire game.
5 receptions,
You're
142 yards.
You're high. There's no reason that I'm throwing it to anybody besides A.J. Brown. I don't care if I overthrow him, underthrow him. I'm giving A.J. Brown 15 targets in the last 2 minutes alone.
A chance.
There's
Just
no
give
way.
him a chance. And then mind you got Julio on the other side too.
So
give him a chance.
To answer the question at hand and to kind of piggyback off of what Money said, I think Tannehill is perfect for that team for the reasons that Money said, which because you're not going to ask him to win you the game because you want to run the ball 35, 40 times. And then while Derrick Henry was out or whatever, you were able to see, what's his name, Deontay Foreman, I think they got some kid named Hillard or whatever, who picked the load while Derrick Henry was gone. So I don't think that team benefits from a quarterback that you would want to throw. Like, if you have a talented quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, who you want throwing the ball 35, 40 times, it's not going to mesh well with having a guy like Derrick Henry, who you want to run the ball 30 times, not 40 times, maybe like 30 times or whatever in the game, or 25 times in the game or whatever.
I see him run 40.
You know what I'm saying? And he has done it before, but I'm saying, like, I think he's perfect for that team. And I think, like Money said, with Derrick Henry just being pushed out there to, play because, for whatever reason, he wasn't 100%. You know what I'm saying? So there was more pressure or Tannehill was asked of more for that game, in my opinion.
Real quick, since we're already doing this, y'all saw this
real quick.
on this now?
Yes.
Yeah, so just to keep the viewers updated, we're obviously watching the fourth quarter of the Kansas City Buffalo game while we're doing this. Josh Allen just threw a touchdown to Davis, and then they converted the conversion. So yeah, it was when you see it you're gonna understand. Stephon Diggs with a nice catch in the end zone for the 2-point conversion,
and they went for 2.
Like Buffalo's up 3.
He's still 6.
Yeah, no, they hit 3. They hit 2.
He's still 6 on me. But
so they're up 3 with a minute 54 left in the fourth quarter. We're gonna see if
that's more than enough time for old Patty Mahomes.
Or it looks like that.
Like I said,
the Chiefs lose. It looks like all home teams may lose. Yeah. Looks like, damn, if all home teams lose in this round, wow.
So on that topic, real quick, I know we're jumping off topic real quick. Do y'all feel like the winner of this game here goes to the bowl? Is taking out Joe Burrow guaranteed?
I think after what Buffalo did against Belichick,
New England, 100%.
They exposed Belichick and his defensive scheme. I've never seen a team look that bad defensively, and it was just shocking that it was a Belichick-led team. But after what Buffalo did in that game, I think they have the momentum. Again, like I said before, I have Josh Allen in my top 5 quarterbacks and top 4. He's probably 2 or 3 on my list. I think that if he wins the Super Bowl, I think that there's no question that he's number 2. I don't see how you not put him number 2 in quarterbacks. I still think Mahomes is a better quarterback, but I don't see how you not put him at number 2 if he wins the Super Bowl this year.
I don't know. I personally don't think it's going to be an easy. I
think it's decision making because, like, and like how you brought up sometimes. Oh, like Matt Stafford can look like the worst quarterback ever. Like Josh Allen has some games where you look like this motherfucker. Like, yo, like what the fuck are you doing?
Look at his game against Jacksonville.
Wait, now hold on.
Please, talk about that.
We cannot say that we don't rate quarterbacks different from the regular season to the postseason.
Right.
Even if we look back years ago when Peyton Manning was the best quarterback in football and everyone considered Tom Brady to be better because Tom Brady was winning Super Bowls. And Manning was the better overall quarterback in terms of talent. He was doing more with less. But at the end of the day, winning matters more than anything else. And right now, Josh Allen is playing out of his mind. No turnovers. He has, 7 or 8 touchdowns in his first 2 games in this playoffs. He's on pace probably for anywhere from 13 to 16 touchdowns in the playoffs if they win the Super Bowl. If they make and win the Super Bowl, you cannot tell me there is another quarterback right now after seeing that you would have over Josh Allen besides maybe Mahomes.
I mean, year 2 Burrow going to the AFC Championship. The only way to go is up. I don't know.
Joe Burrow is definitely making his case to be a top.
If Burrows get hits as much as he did this last game, he's not getting past that next game. If he gets sacked more than 6 times, he's not making it to the Super Bowl.
I'm not
He's
sure
winning
they're
that
going to
game.
score for 400
Especially if
yards
he's going up
back-to-back
against
games.
Buffalo. I think Buffalo's they play a little bit
No,
faster.
if Buffalo sacks him 6 times, he's right. Buffalo sacks him 6 times. Josh Allen alone will throw for 3 touchdowns and they'll lose that game. Remember, they only scored 19 points.
Well, I think coaching is going to try to get that fixed next week, hopefully.
Yeah, they're
They have
definitely gonna have that whole offensive line meeting, coaches or not offensive line like group meeting. That shit's gonna be intense.
Who do you think
Just
got better
for a
weapons,
health standpoint.
Joe or Josh?
Who?
Joe has better weapons.
Joe has better weapons.
I would take Joe's
over
weapons
Josh?
Josh Allen's best. Yeah, I would take Joe's weapons.
I disagree.
I would take Mixon. I feel Mixon and Chase are better than Davis and whoever.
Stephon
Diggs.
I like Diggs. Don't get me wrong. I like Diggs, but I feel like Chase has more utility than Stephon Diggs.
Oof.
I feel like you can run Chase. You can run Chase like Deebo Samuel, where you're running him out the backfield like he's a second running back, and he has more breakaway speed than Stephon Diggs. I think Diggs has better hands, but as an overall receiver, I would take Chase over Diggs.
But you named 2 people. I think Diggs is legit. You were just talking about how Cole Beasley revitalized his career over there. You know what I'm saying?
Cole Beasley's not better than Jamar Chase.
I'm not saying better than Jamar Chase. Weapons as a whole.
Total as far as the amount of weapons, like
Talking about what
Josh Allen
the
has pieces now.
I get it, but top end weapons are still top end weapons.
But Jamar Chase, I mean, like, let's. I'm being real. Jamar's not better than Stephon Diggs right now.
I'm not putting a rookie over Stephon Diggs. I can't put a rookie over Stephon Diggs.
Too early.
Stephon Diggs right now has 3 receptions and 7 yards.
That's not his. But you said
hold on.
Buffalo was up. That's not him.
Yeah.
Oh, Buffalo was up. Excuse me. Kansas City scored. Yeah, that's bad actually. So Buffalo was up right now.
Damn, bro.
That wasn't even 40. It wasn't even 50 seconds.
Before the field goal, Kansas City's up. But either way, Buffalo is in the game against one of the top teams, the top 5 teams in the NFL.
Oh, then Tyreek is quick.
3 receptions.
Tyreek gave him the peace sign, bro, at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill is that's not even What was it? That had to be like 45, 50 yards after catch. Besides
60, yeah, that's crazy.
It's not like we're saying Stephon
right in his face, bro. That's crazy to me.
All right, so we'll go back to Cincinnati. Who's the second best receiver? If we're saying Jamar Chase is the best receiver, who's the second best receiver in Cincinnati?
Well, it's Tyler Boyd.
No, Higgins.
Okay.
Higgins.
And then don't forget about the tight end.
Yeah.
Higgins for sure. Tyler Boyd
Do you think Cincinnati wins a game or is in the game where Jamar Chase has 3 receptions for 7 yards? A playoff game, not a regular game. Playoff game against a top 5 team. Do you think they're in the game if Jamar Chase has 3 receptions for 5 yards?
Yes.
I
don't think
because I could play a scenario where
I think
Joe
that
Mixon goes off.
Personally, I've all right. Check it out. Bars here. I do a lot of DraftKings shit, so I see a lot of stats. I watch the games.
He's a resident gambler.
On it.
I am
degenerate. It's a correct.
But back to where we're at. That nigga Higgins is nice, bro. When Jamar Chase I think he had one game where he had like 5 receptions, like 60 yards. Nigga T Higgins went off for like 2 touchdowns, like 100 or something yards. I won't say they're interchangeable.
You said 560.
T Higgins.
560 is different from 3.7. 560 can get you a touchdown or 2, and you're still involved in the offense. You've been targeted 5 times.
No TD.
Hell, you probably was targeted about 7 or 8 times. Even no TD, you probably were targeted 7 or 8 times. You got 5 yards. You got 5 receptions, 60 yards. Stephon Diggs has 3 receptions, 7 receiving yards.
That's what he can't do the shit to himself.
And again, too, a lot factors into a guy being a rookie, no tape on the guy. You know what I'm saying? That's a factor into some shit too, or whatever.
Which is true.
And a lot of teams are going to game plan for Stephon Diggs, regardless of the fact, because. And again,
Stephon Diggs didn't do shit in that Patriots game, even though they blew them boys out.
And Josh Allen, like I said, is not like I think Joe will feed.
What did he have against
Jamar Chase?
Not good.
Let's see. I gotta look this up what he had.
And we can't discredit the fact that these boys was teammates. So it's not like a quarterback just picking up a rookie that he has no chemistry
they have
with.
the energy. Yeah, they have the chemistry rather.
They have the chemistry or whatever from the college
LSU
days
boys.
or whatnot.
Yeah, LSU boys.
Yeah, facts. So,
yeah, let's see what.
But yeah, it's tough.
I mean, Diggs had 360, so he didn't have a great game against the Patriots. He had the 60 yards, but they were all big time plays.
Them niggas scored how many points again?
47, and it seemed like
Stephon Diggs had no touchdown, right?
No, he didn't have. Singletary had 2 touchdowns rushing. Knox had 2 touchdowns, 589.
From the future and told me that shit, I would not believe you.
Nah, I agree with that. Yeah.
There's no. I can't put anything on Diggs not getting the ball because of game planning and Josh Allen not finding a way to force feed the ball to his best receiver,
which he's not going to do.
That's just not his MO.
And
Davis has 170 yards today.
And exactly. So people like Gabriel Davis is going to get off because of Stephon Diggs. We've seen it so many times over the course of this league where you have a legit number one, where the number two is an elite number two because of the number one, like a la Juju Smith-Schuster. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say that. AB and Juju, which I told you boys, Juju isn't that good. And once AB leaves, Juju is going to get exposed. And sure enough, he got exposed because when you don't got
nobody else there except for him. I mean, look
so
at
Gabriel Davis is getting off right now because you have to. You're not going to let Stephon Diggs beat you.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like the same
yards,
treatment.
3 touchdowns.
It's almost like the same treatment what happened with Darren Waller. They started doubling
That's
him.
what I'm saying.
One on the bottom, over the top, and then look who gets open. Renfro gets open. Zay Jones gets open.
I say Zay Jones benefits more. But Renfro routes is crispy.
Renfro's a problem.
Yeah, Renfro's crispy.
Good hands, good route running. Again, he had like a touchdown every game ever since.
And that's the thing. If you double Renfro, it's like you got to give up
Gabriel
something.
Davis eating them boys alive right now, bro.
100%.
Yeah, he has crazy yards. Does he line? Well, I mean, I'll look it up, but I mean, if he lined up on the left side of fucking Josh Allen, it's like, I mean, he's gonna be, I guess, more destined to throw to that side.
Of course, because the safety's cheating on Diggs as it is. So
right. So I mean, but I'm saying as you know, as because Josh Allen, he rolls out to the left.
Oh, that's a flag.
So I feel like Gabriel Davis will be on that side of the field at all times. You know, Diggs on the right, it's like off his body.
You know what? Now that I may have been a little too hasty on who I would take in terms of weapons. Yeah.
But nah, he's playing healthy.
It's a toss-up. Maybe I take the Bills.
Nah, the Bills are, you know.
Emmanuel Sanders.
Listen, the first time I saw Josh Allen play, like I said it, I'm like, he's going to be special.
It's still a nice receiver.
Yeah, he's legit too.
Singletary. Yeah, they got some weapons. They do have some weapons.
Now that Singletary's getting at least like 20 carries a game, the niggas been snapping, but they've been splitting with Zach Moss for the first fucking 13, 14 games of the season, which makes no sense.
No.
So, I mean, you give Singletary another flag. You give Singletary those carries all year round, you're looking at this squad and saying, hey,
they're good.
They got fucking weapons. Ooh. So,
I'm sorry, public. My apologies. I'm gonna let these boys catch up first. And
public.
I'm sorry, the public.
Oh yeah, this nigga D-Money, his internet's in the future and shit, so he'd be ahead of us a little bit. Yeah.
I got Verizon Fios, and these boys got whatever they do in Florida. So
this nigga got a sports.
Relax, bro.
Whatever bullshit they got in Florida.
Fucking way.
Gabriel Davis, 4 touchdowns.
4th touchdown.
That's almost 20 yards because that was what, 26 yards? He was at 170, so he's gonna be at about 195 at the end of this.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy how you let one man.
I know. Okay, you guys are right.
That's crazy.
Stephon Diggs, Singletary. There's enough attention of everybody else where it's like
right where and where, like I said, I was like, yo, if I was like I said, I'll look it up, but I could tell that Gabriel Davis, he lines up to the left.
But like Gabriel Davis not a bad receiver either.
No, not at all.
Yeah, but he's not. You take away Stephon Diggs.
He's not the same guy. I agree with you.
No.
Yeah, he's not the same guy because they'll
again, even Emmanuel Sanders. You're looking at Emmanuel Sanders.
Like I'm pretty sure they didn't game plan for Davis at all. Did he miss it? Oh, he made it.
No, he made it. No.
And he had to have made it because now these boys got to kick a field goal. But
honestly, I thought the ballsy move here would have been to go for the 2-point conversion because if you go
just
for the
end the
2-point
game,
conversion,
yeah, because
it
no matter
forces
what,
them to go for the touchdown. Right. A field goal doesn't tie the game, but I understand.
Yeah, but
you got to force
Kansas City. You're trying to lose by a field goal.
I'm the Chiefs. I'm putting Tyreek Hill on the kickoff return.
Kick return, yeah.
Hey, I mean, you can't really. You can't kick return because you need Mahomes to have as much time as humanly possible.
Right. If it's me, I script kick it.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
No.
I'll pooch kick it and then let one of them guys pick it up.
I would put Tyreek Hill on the field right now. 100%.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably kick it as far as I can and let you take. And let you take 80 yards or to get within 50 yards to get to the field goal.
There's no way I'm letting Pat Mahomes have this. I'm squib kicking it and taking as much time.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'll squib kick it. Run as much time as possible.
They kicked it into the end zone.
You're probably better off getting. You'll probably get like a better starting field.
They're putting him at the 20.
Just watch Tyreek Hill catch a slant and go for 60 yards.
25.
Yeah,
remember this is 25.
You have to play. You got to play 3 over the top. Some type of prevent defense.
Yeah, you're not beating me.
And maybe a man underneath.
Yeah,
you got to be a man underneath.
You got to get a field goal range. That's all you got to do, though.
Right, but I'm saying.
Yeah, but field goal range is still 45, 50 yards.
But you can't let.
They have Hardman and they have Tyreek Hill. They have 2 of the fastest niggas in the league.
You can't let Tyreek Hill catch a slant while you in prevent.
You're not getting behind me. You're not getting behind me.
They did that shit against
You have to get behind you.
Like the halftime against Dallas that one time. They played prevent. And this nigga
and then look what the 49ers did, man. They chewed up the field.
They probably moved to the side, and they
see, like, look at that. They already running too deep right now.
Yeah, they're not letting him get behind them.
No, like I said,
you don't got to get behind you.
I run a man underneath.
If I don't care if he's behind you, if he gets next to you,
he's guarding the sidelines.
Consider him running past you.
Yeah, you can't let him.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, he's still got to pass it 50 yards. You figure he has to pass it 40 to 50 yards.
He does that shit daily.
Yeah,
he's not going into the end zone.
He doesn't need to go to the end zone.
3 timeouts.
All he needs, they got 3 timeouts and 30.
All right, so that's one.
Hey, bro, don't play. You can't. You gotta give us some grace, so we can see the shit live.
All right, so I won't say nothing after this. It's 7 seconds. 1 timeout. They got the first down. I think they got 12 yards. So they're gonna be at the 43.
I don't.
And what's Butker's field goal?
Between 50 to 55.
I'm not having him kick anything over. Yeah, I was about to say over 55.
So
anything over 55.
If they get 20 yards, he's in range.
Yeah. It's cold in Kansas City. I'm not letting him kick. Well, he'll kick something over 55 if I have to, but anything after 55, I'm counting as an automatic dub. As an automatic loss. So 55 is where you want to be. You're gonna want to be at the 43 or so. Field line.
Did he miss? He didn't miss one today, did he?
He did.
Yeah, I think he missed the extra point.
He did miss that
He missed a field goal.
That's what I'm saying.
And a field goal too. Yep, facts.
Oh, and a
field
goal.
40-something yard field goal.
He missed
but
one.
I mean,
already.
I'm not counting that.
He missed 2.
I'm putting that nigga back out there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you have to. You don't have a choice.
You got to give him a chance, right? You got to give him a chance. It's either they go to overtime or the game's over.
But if he's kicking from 58, I'm packing my shit. I'm walking.
58.
No, but I'm saying
now,
we're at the point where he's kicking from 58. Then I'm packing my shit. I'm packing my shit.
Need a chance. Give him a shot.
I'm telling you, man. Buffalo's running through their timeouts. Yeah, Buffalo's running through their timeouts. They're trying to get their shit together. I'm telling you, man underneath and just 3 over the top.
But you can't.
Nigga X plays a lot of Madden.
Tyreek can run those 20 yards.
We've got Madden X down there.
Yeah, we got a lot of Madden experience. Trust me, I've been playing games I've been put in this type of situation.
I haven't played Madden in 5 years because that game is fucking garbage. But that's
terrible.
You see the pace of the game and like what they've been doing. If like Tariq's the main guy, like I said, me personally, if I had somebody capable enough, I would bump and run Tyreek off the line. Like I'd jam the fuck out of him. So like I said, play man underneath. I'd jam him up underneath.
I mean,
just to kind of throw off the timing because it's gonna waste my time. And
I'm gonna walk away because I don't want to react for the last play. So I'm gonna walk away and let y'all see it and come back to it.
Hey, mute yourself too, because I already know how you be.
That boy got on Gucci pajamas.
That nigga got on fucking Gucci everything, boy.
See what I'm saying?
Let's see what happens.
But see, that's what happens when you play zone, man. Like it leaves too many seams. Like, what did you expect?
There it is. Travis Kelce, 30-yard line. That's crazy.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, you see him running that route. That's crazy. And number 58 is like standing in a spot, and it's like, nobody's here. why won't I slide to the left?
That's what I'm telling Money. They do this shit.
You don't kick the ball out of bounds. You squib kick it and make them return the ball.
Right.
Period.
Facts.
Granted, listen, they probably would have got better field
That's
position.
5 seconds gone right there. If
they would have wasted time on the clock. That's what I'm saying.
That's time gone.
Now this man got a 49 field goal attempt.
There you go. And they got no timeouts to freeze the kicker either.
No, that's what I was saying. They running timeouts like.
They go to overtime. I'm putting that shit. I'm giving that shit to the Chiefs. I'm not.
I guess I'm ahead of y'all.
Yeah, you might be.
Yeah, I am.
Cash money.
Unbelievable.
OT.
Yep.
OT.
You know, we could really, I guess.
Jesus. But see, that's what happens. 13 seconds and you run a fucking zone defense.
There's a few mistakes.
That's why prevent. That's why you
prevent is designed.
The worst defense in the world.
Prevent is designed to prevent you from winning the game.
That's what I would say about prevent defense.
It prevents you from winning the game.
If you have a jump ball specialist, I'm fine with prevent defense. If you got somebody that's just gonna go up, you don't have somebody that's not like super fast, like a fucking Allen Robinson, somebody that's gonna go up, and you need 3 niggas to stop him. All right, cool. I'll say put him back there. But if you have somebody that has a team that has speed and that can actually get yards after the catch, there's no fucking way, bro. There's no way.
Can't do it.
I'm telling you, as light, as small as Tariq Hill
like
is,
a 10-yard
and the rest of these
pass,
guys, like look how deep. Like you really thought they were gonna go for a touchdown?
No,
there's no.
Look how far off they are.
Bro, prevent defense should only be
that is so bad.
The last play of the game. Period.
It's so bad. Like I said, prevent is good for jump ball situations because that's the only time I would ever call that play.
Open the field.
But you can't give them 17 yards on one catch.
That's what I'm saying. You play man underneath, you bump and run everything, and you just chase. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you get a QB spy just to keep eyes on Mahomes so he doesn't run for 20, 30 yards. But with that much time left in the game, it's like you jam him up and you force him to throw in a tight window because, mind you got a man over the top, you got a man underneath. That's a tight window to throw it in. But when you line up in a zone formation and they're basically 9 wide, 15 yards back, it's like, why wouldn't I throw the ball?
But you can't jam everybody though. It ain't like he only got Tyreek Hill. It's McCole Hardman you got to worry about. Travis Kelce you got to worry about.
You can jam.
Sure you get the jam because if this nigga,
that's what I'm saying.
If he's off the line and he breaks the jam, that boy's gone. There's no way that you jam him because you have to play him 10 yards back already.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have to let Mahomes beat me with his legs in that situation. I'm not even spying it. I'm covering every receiver out there.
What the objective is.
Yeah.
Who won?
If he beats me on the legs with his legs,
I couldn't hear. I had no.
Kansas City won the coin toss. They got one.
KC won it. I need him to beat me with his legs. You can't stop everything he can do. Can't stop his legs as well as stopping all receivers and everything. But you can at least take away one portion of his game. You gotta have to beat me with your legs, bro. In that situation, you gotta work.
Versus Joe Burrow. That's gonna be fireworks, nigga.
So I have a question for y'all boys. Like for a game this good, how do y'all feel about Josh Allen not getting a chance to respond to the touchdown?
I don't like it.
Should there be a rule change?
Yeah, I don't like the way the NFL is done overtime, and I haven't liked it for a while. I feel like it should be sort of like baseball, where once you go into extra innings, the home team, or in this case, the person who didn't win the coin toss, has a chance to respond. You know,
so you should,
at some point, you should go possession for possession. So, for instance,
so you're saying no matter what, touchdown,
no matter what,
touchdown.
The way I would change it, the way I would change it, whoever wins the coin toss, you decide whether you want to go first or second. That's up to you. Whatever team goes first, either you don't score, you get a field goal, or a touchdown. That's up to you. After touchdown, you get 2-point conversion, or you kick the extra point, whatever. Now, the second team has a chance to either tie the game at that point, or win the game, or lose the game. You know, I don't mind if the football game keeps going if it's a score for a score. So, for instance, if Kansas City scores a touchdown here, they kick the extra point and they get 7. Buffalo responds with 7, and now it's Kansas City's turn. I don't mind it keep going until someone doesn't score.
I think they should do it almost like I think they do it like this in college. or they did it at some point. I don't know if they still do it. I don't watch too much college football, but they start the drive on the opposing 30-yard line. And then they just have to make up that short amount of time to either get a touchdown or kick a field goal. And then the next team has the opportunity to either get a touchdown or field goal. If they don't convert after possessing the ball and it goes back to the original team, then the game should be over.
It's over. Yeah.
Right. I'm not saying I don't believe in kickoffs and, returns and stuff like that, but just to keep the game exciting, because the touchdown is like the end zone is right there. Like you can see it. You know what I mean? So any quarterback in the league is capable of making a throw that far just to make it enticing. Like they don't need to nickel and dime you down the field and then run the clock out and then kick a field goal. You know what I mean? Like I just think that if you started at the 30 and had the end zone right there, it'd be a little more exciting. But
plus,
like you said, you give the other team a chance to score as well.
Yeah. You got to look at it in terms of ratings. You got two of the top quarterbacks and young quarterbacks in football, in Josh Allen and Mahomes, and they're having a great game. So you kind of spoil and ruin the experience for the viewers by only giving one of them the chance to win the game.
Right.
You give Mahomes the chance to win the game, and all of a sudden it's like, well, you're taking the ball out of Josh Allen's hand. What would have happened if Josh Allen would have scored a touchdown?
Could have responded. They had a chance.
Exactly.
To respond.
Yeah. No chance to respond. Yeah. You're killing that experience. Like to me, that's not how a game should be decided. And I think that's going to wrap it up for us. I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode. We will be back with the ignorance. I guarantee we'll be back with the ignorance come next week and everything else every other week that we continue this podcast. Enjoy, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Signing out.
Yes, good night, y'all boys.
All right,
Good night.
Corona Poppy out, no virus. Appreciate y'all with the listen.